So let's check out what Kwame Brown had to say about how Cam Newton was disrespected on ESPN by one of their hosts.
What's up with the personal attacks on Cam Newton? Do y'all see how freely they can just disrespect the black man? Just imagine a black man sitting on TV and just because a woman said something that you don't agree with, they just start talking about her dress and her clothes. The first thing this woman said about Cam Newton's opinion is, let's get past his clothes. Second thing she said was, it's 2023.
I mean, let's be honest, Cam Newton dressed like a fucking clown. So, yeah. And if we want to talk about Cam Newton's opinion, we gotta address the way that he dressed because he wants it addressed, and that's why he dressed like that.
The year of the backups, are you on a team? Where have y'all ever heard them challenge them white boys like that? Matt Leinart after he was done playing, Ryan Leaf. Why is that a thing?
Kimberly Martin is the ESPN reporter in question here. She's in the middle.
By her logic, he has to be playing the game in order to give an opinion. Well, I don't think I'm the smartest guy in the world, but I think I'm pretty logical. Ma'am, you've never played the game at all. Cam Newton, at least at one point in time, he was this thing that he mentioned. He said that there's a difference between game managers and game changers.
It's true.
And then he gave his opinion on who was and wasn't the thing that he was talking about.
Yep.
Now, he probably made mention of a quarterback or two that you like. But to get personal like that on national television over a guy like Cam Newton, somebody with his resume. So he must have pissed off some white folks down at the network because they handed some Negroes some paperwork.
Oh, yeah.
They handed some Negroes some paperwork and told them what to say. So they got old bubble lip Shanna boy, and they got this woman Kimberly just to personally attack this man. The most ironic thing I saw, because first of all, I think that woman was disgusting for doing that. That was disgusting. That was ignorant. That didn't even make any sense. You never played football, and you want people to respect your opinion as a woman talking about a man's sport. So you should never attack somebody personally, because that she even admitted that fans were attacking her personally, saying she should be cooking and all that, which I don't agree with. So therefore, you should.
And so I want everybody to get this through your head. You never know what it's actually like to do something if you've never actually done it. You can have your opinions on it. Nobody's opinions are wrong. Nobody's opinion is true. But you will never know what it's like to do something until you actually do it. Right? So you will never know what it's like to play football for 1, 2, 5, 7, 9 years. You will never know what that's like. You can have your opinion on it, but you will never know what it's like. Because the only thing you see, and I see, us normal people, we only see the finished product. Whether it's good, bad, indifferent, whatever. You will never know what it's like. I'll say it again. Because advertisers say it gets through after you say it 3 times. You would never know what it's like to do something if you never actually have done the thing. All right? That's important.
Definitely not turn around and attack someone else personally. It doesn't make no sense. Oh, she got a white husband? Go figure. But it's wonder why it's so easy she can worry about the way this man dressed. That's none of your business. It had nothing to do with his take.
He does dress like a clown.
Does Cam Newton have a right to have a take on football? You absolutely right. Now let's get into what the guy said because they had some other little square back punk who just agreed they probably cooking. Yeah, the men at home were probably cooking too. See, it's okay to diss a black man. They love this shit. We the only ones you can't diss now. Can't say nothing about a black woman. You can't say nothing about them white boys. Hell, they'll cover up and hide a whole sexual investigation story. They'll speak about it after they get pressure from the folks. So yeah, they had this woman disrespect the heck out of this man and act as if he can't have a take because he's not as good as he once was. When half of sports media are just personalities and the other half are former players that are not what they once were. But can they give a take on something that they was in the past, that they played in the past? You're absolutely right. So it's foolish. That comment was foolish. And then you got the guy that was actually on the panel who acted like he didn't agree, but then he said, there's one little smidgen of truth. And then this motherfucker pretty much said the exact same thing Cam Newton said, but he had to remix it so he could swallow it. Pause. He had to remix it and turn it into his own thing. Cam Newton said it's between a game manager and somebody who's a difference maker. This guy had to remix it to a cook versus a chef. And then he goes on to say the exact motherfucking thing Cam Newton said. I'm telling y'all, these people on these networks, they don't have originality. They don't even have a backbone because they're being told what to say. So they go out and they look at YouTubers and they look at Cam is on YouTube and maybe I think he might be on the network too. But they look at our takes and they have to steal the shit and remix it so they can package a message. Because the guy literally said the same thing Cam Newton said. So yeah, I look at those quarterbacks, they're cooks. They can, make the game go and they can cook. But I look at a guy like Aaron Rodgers, he don't need a complete recipe. He can come there with the offense and he can make it up. Nigga, that's the same shit Cam Newton said. I'm so tired of these phony people. Hey, motherfucker, don't you know we can hear you, motherfucker? We can hear you. We see you.
That's the same thing I said. The game managers are just important as the game changers because you only have two, three, four, what we would call big plays per game. That's it. That genuine, easy, route that you're going to throw to the receiver or the tight end that's going to get you 3 yards on first down or something like that. Those are the most important plays. These game changers, those plays just don't happen as much as the regular plays. That's why those big plays are highlighted. When Lamar Jackson runs for 20 yards, that's what you see. But they're not going to show you just some random, 2nd and 6 play where he throws to the tight end and the tight end gets 4 yards, and they're not going to show you that. So these players' career is based off these 1, 2, 3 big plays that happen per game, and I don't think that's right. I don't want to say fair, but in sports, there's all type of rules and all type of things like that where you can make it halfway fair. In life, that's not the case. Life is just not fair. But in sports, you can make things fair as you can make them. So
they've been stealing from content creators. Salute to you, Miss Spitfire. Facts. It's a shame. But then they bring old bubble lip up there. Cam Newton, you are not the guy you was what? Cam Newton, you are not the guy that played in 2015. Cam Newton, you are not the guy that did this and that. Cam Newton, you
Look
are
at
not
this. Look at this clown.
Why this nigga always got bass in his voice when he talking to black people? Why this nigga always got some liquor? The quintessential lying ass nigga. The nigga, when he around black folks, he always doing some black, what he think is black shit. He always got a black and mild in his mouth, smoking and drinking. He always got some liquor. He always talking with bass in his voice, bravado. When he's sitting across to that white boy, when Skip Bayless did the same thing to you, you was up there crying like a you overgrown farmer. You was up there crying bloody murder when Skip did the same thing to you. He took away from you based on what he thought you wasn't. Even though you way better than him on the totem pole of talking about sports. But when he did that shit to you, you did not like it.
That suit tight as hell, too. That suit tight. Is he uncomfortable?
But you gonna turn around, get your bubble lip ass on TV, and do the same thing you didn't like to Cam Newton. Y'all motherfuckers a joke. Y'all motherfuckers a joke. I can see why y'all don't like me though. I just don't like y'all jokes. Yeah, I don't like y'all jokes. Shit is a shame. Try to take away a man's opinion talking about how good he is now and all this other shit when y'all sit up there across from Skip Bayless and got that. Well, I ain't gonna say his name. Fuck it, man. Stephen A. Smith. The hell wrong with y'all? You gonna use the same tactic on your brother, man, that white boy used on you. And that's your argument. Because he's not as good as he once was. But guess what? Cam Newton once was that guy that he's speaking of. He was definitely a game changer. He wasn't a manager, not in college, not in the NFL. Now, did he have a drop-off in his performance? Yes. Look how much he was getting fucking hit. He was getting brutalized out there on the field. But that doesn't take away from his opinion. And the guy who spoke about it didn't even disagree. He just called it cooks and chefs. So you motherfucker corny.